Good evening, young warriors. The mission. We are in the pursuit of perfection with the expectation of being launched deep onto the landscape of personal excellence, our personal excellence. Young warriors, last time we met, I shared the story of the gentleman, the centenarian, who shared the philosophy that in the pursuit of any endeavor, only a few things matter. And then I sent you on your way saying that we would come back and we would discuss the few things. What I expect is hard chargers is you've gone ahead and you've done your due diligence and you're coming back armed, that you've already got them. Let me give my perspective on these few things. There are things that have stood the test of time. They're referred to as basics, as fundamentals, as foundational truths. Call them whatever you want. But they work. And they always have. So that's not the question. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to talk and share regarding these principles and now introducing you to the arena. If you're armed with these principles and you've got your mission, your objective in front of you, that places you in the arena. Now I want to place you on the path. I want to place you on the path as opposed to a treadmill. And the two, unfortunately, are mistaken. Please choose the path. And how you do that is you take these foundational truths and you arm them with consistency. That right there becomes the formula that has been shared by the ultra successful, the ultra excellent people that we admire, that we seek to be like. Let me explain. I'm going to take two quotes. The first one is by Beethoven, the composer. Beethoven said, "There's genius in simplicity." And it was Dan Gable, the wrestler, and then the wrestling coach, who said, if it's important, do it every day. If it's not, don't do it. And if we put these things on a collision and they go on head on, what they produce is the most exact formula for success, for attaining excellence in any endeavor that I've seen, bar none. Look, I didn't make this up. I didn't make this up, and I challenge you. After you leave here tonight, you go ahead and you discern. You interrogate this. You do the work and find out. You'll come back, I think you'll find out that it's accurate. So with that being said, arming yourself with the principles, arming yourself with consistent effort places you on the path. Now, why is the consistency important? I can explain it in two quick examples. Number one, if I were to take a sheet of paper, and if I folded it in half consistently, not missing a time, 50 times, 50, how thick do you think it would be? Would it be as thick as a Chicago phone book? Would it be, do I venture to say, would it be as high as my knee? 50 sheets? No, of course not. You would reach 3/4 of the way to the sun. Young warriors, what that is, that's compounding. That's exponential growth. It's also a law that cannot be broken. But it can also be harnessed by you. Another example here, and I need to make this one. If you were to take a penny, 1 cent, and if you compounded it consistently over a month's period, let's just use the month of December. You've got 31 days. that penny compounded consistently, daily, for 31 days, would end up the better part of $11 million. Now, if you take that example, and if you kick it on its side and turn it into a timeline, what you're going to have is you're going to have a flat line until day 26 where it jumps, and then by day 31 it's going straight up. That line represents progress. Consistent effort, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. But see, here's the problem. This is like what the old man said. He said when a young person, or a young man, a young woman would read the simple advice and they would discard it, believing that they understood it. This is where the challenge is. See, this is what I know. Now, let me just explain this. By day 7, we're doing something. We're making an honest effort. But we're fooled into believing that we should have day 26 results on day 7. And this model proves that that's inaccurate. The unfortunate thing is now all of a sudden we start hearing from the sidelines, the white noise, the chatter, saying, there's a better way. And that's a dragon that you've got to slay. Because if you obey that, you now leave the path, and now you go on the treadmill. And now you confuse activity with achievement. And you're not making progress. You're not making you don't have traction. Young warriors, my challenge is to you. Do your homework. Interrogate everything that I say. I don't expect you to take what I say for granted. But I do come loaded with bear, and I do come prepared. I welcome the challenge. You figure this out. You apply these principles consistently. I'm not even going to say come back committed. I'm going to say come back convicted. Refuse to be at day 7 or day 10 and expect day 26 results. Discipline yourself and know better than that. Here's my challenge, and I'm going to send you on your way. My challenge is to not necessarily focus on the principles. Trust in them. Just obey them. My challenge is you put down your sword and pick up your shield. Block off the distractions. That's true focus. Focus is saying no to things, not necessarily saying yes to things. Ward off the distractions. Stay on the path. And stinkin' achieve every ounce of personal excellence that you can. Usually I send you out in your way, say, next time we're going to come back, we're going to talk about this. I've got some ideas, but I'm not going to send you out of here on that. I'm going to send you out of here on this. Your level, your depth of personal excellence is going to be determined. It's going to be mirrored by the dragons you're willing to slay. Look, there's times I'm going to paint you into a corner. That's intended. I'm going to paint you into a corner, and I'm going to demand that you listen and that you think, and that you come back with discernment after you discipline these thoughts, after you decide through interrogation. But I want you to come back, and I want you to understand that your excellence is going to be determined by the dragons that you slay. Yes, there's times we have to go back. There's times we have to take cover. There's times that we weather the storms. There's times that we're there simply for survival. But there's also times that you meet it at the door. And not just that, you meet it at the front yard. Trouble's brewing, you charge, you lean in, and you slay that dragon. The size of your dragons are going to mirror the size of your excellence. Man, I believe in you. I believe in you far more than you know. I'm proud of you. You have a great night. I'll be back next week. I've got an idea on what I'm going to talk about, but that's going to be a surprise. Sword. Dragon. Slay. I'm out.